Hello everyone, this is FTV with Direg here to bring you a match from the Zotac Cup, or something like that. I know it's Zotac, I forget precisely where it's from. Don't lag on me like that. Today we're going to be seeing a game between Acer's Bly as the green Zerg in the bottom right versus Arthur, the yellow Protoss in the top left. The map, Bel'shir, Vestige, forget which one it is, doesn't particularly matter because this is a PvZ. I'm going to be very fascinated to see what happens because PvZ it's not my least favorite matchup, but it is one of the ones I have the most difficulty with. PvP is my least favorite, but PvZ, yeah, it's next. Oh. That's sort of weird, isn't it? That I don't like that basically I only like PvT and I love playing Protoss. Whatever. Anyway, we are going to be seeing a pylon on the low ground from Arthur. As we see the extractor trick out of Bly, if I had to peg him, I'm going to say Forge Fast Expand. Probably Nexus First is something I very commonly see out of Protoss in the pro level games. Something that's always surprised me, honestly, because Forge First is so much safer. Out of Bly, depending on the risk, no, there's the drone spawning pool first. Makes a lot of sense because of Protoss's, well, even though it's not usually talked about, Protoss does have a really good ability to be aggressive in the early game, but it does look like he will be Forge First. That's a bit of a much safer move, one I actually sort of enjoy. Well, that's how I would play it out. And he doesn't really fall behind at all because, of course, he went pool first, and this does make him safer against any early lings that try and get some damage done. Nevertheless, this is going to be an interesting match. I do happen to like Bly and know nothing about Arthur, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Not sure who will win. This is one of the games where there has been no technical difficulties and nothing has happened going wrong. As I say that, my frames per second dropped to 0. And there's the scout, going to be seeing that. There's the extra pylon though. Going to be locking him in there. He's probably going to cancel that and place a cannon over here, I'm thinking. Cancel. No, he's not. He's actually going to keep that there. There's the second pylon, but there are the lings. Oh my goodness, I think it may just be too late for this cannon rush. There's the cancel, keeping that down as he starts to try and work at the pylons there. Is he going to build another pylon? No, there is one ling set there trying to stop him. This is a cannon rush, folks. If this fails, there's going to be a whole load of problem for Arthur going to try and win this game. I think I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything with this. All depends on how many of those lings he's able to kill and the positioning of his cannons. There's the double cancel. The cannon rush has failed. And that definitely puts Bly in the lead for the early part of this game. He has now been able... Basically, this means that, yeah, he is able to establish his base before Arthur's is even started. And basically there's a whole lot of units lost that Arthur has just sunk in, or not units lost, well, yeah, units lost, that's the tab I opened, but a whole lot of minerals and resources that Arthur has lost in that attempt. Valiant effort, but that's why Zerg goes pool first. And now that probe is going to try and make it home. Those lings are going to run off before they get hit by the cannon spreading out there for all the scouts. They don't really have much Arthur doesn't have much to worry about. You're not going to be able to run by that cannon and with 4 lings and really accomplish anything. Yep, they do try and run in, but yeah, that's what I meant. One ling, not that much of a problem, will be annoying. A pro level player can micro that ling to the end of time and really keep another player off balance. He's going to be trying to harass these probes as much as possible. If he can pick one off, that would be amazing. Chances are he probably won't, especially with the fact that probes, although he has succeeded in getting 5 probes to chase him every second that these guys do this is going to be a problem. They will eventually, I think, be able to catch him. I think they're just barely faster. No, he finally decides to send them back to mining. Because probes have shields, it's actually much more difficult for a single Zergling to kill them. He doesn't really need to send all those to do it. He really could just send 1 or 2 to follow them around forever, and it probably would just be enough to do the trick. On the other hand, we do have a bunch of roaches moving out here as I realize I don't have my production tab open. Sad for me. Now, the only thing, this much roaches isn't actually too much of a problem if he can get another couple of cannons up. The only question is whether or not he knows this is coming. If he has any inkling of what's going on, which I don't think he does because this zealot is holding the wrong tower, basically. Well, it's not holding the wrong tower. Since it's holding this tower or that tower there, it will be a problem as my frame rate drops to 0 again. What is going on, computer? Do your job. Either way, we are seeing another cannon come down a little bit in the back there, and pylon there is going to be able to power that cannon. I feel as well, the only question is whether it's enough. I feel like you almost want like 2 or 3 cannons, or sorry, 3 to 4 cannons if you're going to deal with this. There comes probe off the line, but will they be enough? Probe versus roach is just not a good thing, especially not when they have the benefit of position, which these ones do. And there they're going to be focusing down that cannon, not able to prevent it. There's the sentry, much too late. This is what happens when you fail the cannon rush. You have nothing to be prepared for. The mothership core is out. Now, he can basically hold this as long as he has the mothership core, as long as he can prevent too much damage from being done. Basically, he sort of wants to hold out for the photon overcharge, but the thing is he only was able, oh wow, clutch there, going to be losing that sentry, but he does manage to block off the ramp. That will probably be the only other force field he's going to be able to manage, so these roaches will eventually be able to make it in. Of course, there aren't really all that many, and there's the final wall off there as he does lose that sentry as they try and focus down that. The question about how many probe kills are going to get, I feel like probably a lot. This many roaches will easily be able to one-hit every probe they attack, though the probes themselves coming off the line to defend. This is going to be, let's watch this go up and down. We have 19 workers killed, 20 workers killed so far. This basically is just become Bly's game. He's more than doubling the supply. There's the photon overcharge. Of course, the roaches just go the other way. The probes there getting the perfect surround. But again, what does it matter when this many workers are dying? Oh my gosh, 26 workers killed before he finally manages to push that back. Look at our units tab here, we only have 18 workers, not even enough to fully saturate a base if you count the gases. And of course that probe and drone, I think the probe is actually going to win that. A small victory as he tries to send his zealot in to get something done. He's going to be able to deny the creep spread. Well done there, as for anything that it matters, honestly. I don't really see how he can actually win this game. Nevertheless, going to be scouting this out, basically just seeing sort of a normal base. Looks to me like Bly is going to be doing a little bit of droning. Nope, going to be going for the roaches. Sorry, he was doing some droning while that attack was occurring. Now he's going to be building a little bit of an army up. I don't think he has anything to fear at all as he takes his third. There's basically, I don't know what Arthur's going to be able to do at this point. Well, let's take a second and try and think here what the options of Arthur are. He has a much more limited economy. He knows he's behind in tech. He will probably become behind in upgrades, and there's not really much he can do about that. He basically has to hope that Bly makes some sort of huge blunder, or I don't even know, because there's a point where if you even if you said, okay, I'm behind, like I'm gonna have to take a risk and like double expand, because there's a point where even doing that isn't gonna be able to help you, and that point has been reached and passed by. You do have a couple of sentries, but one gets picked off before anything's able to happen, except for that one force field. But will it matter as the cybernetics core to go down? Remember, if he loses this, he can't make another sentry. That's going to be all the sentries he has for the remainder of the game. He can't really afford to lose any of them, but he's going to anyways. As they do, well, he's going to lose one there. There's a couple of zealots enter the fray. Remember, zealots versus roach is just bad to begin with. And he does have enough, I feel, to push this back with the help of the Nexus. Never mind, reinforcements come in, and of course they're all just running by, not even going to be engaging. There's the GG, or G, I guess, as Arthur admits defeat and Bly moves on, just absolutely dominating that game. And this is what happens when cheese fails, okay, folks? You lose. That's pretty much what happens. behind from the beginning in tech, in economy, in basically everything. There wasn't much he could do. Anyways, I'm at ZvP, and we're going to be moving on to Game 2. My mouse totally froze again. Whatever, I can end